Would you buy a home near a highway noise wall to save 40 grand? What if there was a local road and a landscape buffer separating your home from the highway? Would you buy it? This is one of the key considerations buyers face in a new estate. The difficult part is that you are making a huge financial decision based on a master plan of what this community might look like years from now. Today I'm sharing 4 things I'd look at differently if I were buying land myself. Coming from a land development background, I'll show you the details many buyers won't discover until it's too late. The first thing I'd think twice about is paying extra just for a view. On marketing brochures, some of the more expensive lots come with labels like lake view, park frontage, or wetland outlook, and buyers naturally pay extra for them. That lake may be part of the estate's stormwater management system, such as a retarding basin or constructed wetland. These areas can still include landscaping, walking paths, and valuable open space, but there are still many there to manage stormwater. I once received an email from a buyer living next to a park and wetland area. The subject line was millipede invasion, and yes, that was the actual wording. During certain seasons, Portuguese millipedes started appearing everywhere. In the front yard, around doorways, along the edges of the house, and even inside the living area. The development consultants explained that the vegetation and thick mulch in the surrounding green spaces combined with damp weather had created a good environment for these insects to thrive. The buyers thought they were buying a beautiful natural outlook. Instead, they discovered that the local ecosystem had decided to become a little too involved in daily life. Of course, not every park or wetland lot will have the same issues. Many people genuinely enjoy living next to open space, and for them, these locations can still be a good choice. There can be other things to consider too. Depending on the design, some areas may have seasonal smells or changes in water quality, and certain lots may have design guidelines that affect privacy, for example, requiring more open fencing instead of a fully enclosed backyard fence. Would you still pay the same premium if the brochure described it as a block next to a stormwater management area instead of a lakeview lot? That's something worth thinking about. The second thing I want to talk about is living near a highway. Before I started working in land development, every time I drove along the M1 between Melbourne and Geelong, I noticed kilometers of colorful noise walls on both sides of the highway. And I always wondered, what is it actually like to live behind those walls? Is it noisy? Is it dusty? After working in land development, I started looking at this area differently. When you look at how new estates are planned, you realize homes are usually not directly exposed to the highway. There are often several layers of separation, including noise barriers, landscape buffers, and local roads between the homes and the highway. Seeing this planning approach, I actually realized these blocks could be much better than originally expected. These measures are a big improvement compared with old developments where a noise wall was often the main solution. But when you look at completed estates, there's one thing the plans don't always show clearly. The biggest difference between the plan and the reality is often the landscaping. On a brochure, that green buffer can look like a solid screen, but on day 1, it may just be a row of young saplings. It can take years of those trees to mature and create the sense of separation shown on the master plan. And even with all these design measures, you won't completely remove the effects of living near a highway. You may still notice more traffic noise, dust, and a different outdoor experience compared with a quieter street deeper inside the estate. So, should you rule out those blocks completely? Not necessarily. If the price difference is meaningful, a block near a noise wall can still make financial sense. The third thing I will think about is when to buy. When a new estate opens, the sales team always tells you the same thing. Stage 1 is the cheapest price you will ever see. Prices only go up from here, and in many cases, that is true. Developers often price those first stages more competitively to attract the first buyers and get the project moving. But the lower price also means you are buying into the community at a much earlier stage. For the first few years, the area around you may still be under construction. Depending on where your lot is, you could see construction vehicles, unfinished streets, vacant lots, and ongoing building activity nearby. And the schools, shops, and facilities shown beautifully on the master plan may still be years away from becoming part of your daily life. That is another reason you may want to wait. The best blocks are not always released first. Early stages are often closer to the main entrance or along perimeter roads. Some of the most sought-after locations, such as quiet internal streets or lots close to central parks, may come in later stages as the community develops. If your main goal is getting into the market at the lowest entry price, Stage 1 could be a good choice. But if you want a better outlook, more privacy, a particular location, or simply less construction around you, it may be worth paying more to wait for a later release. When a new estate master plan includes a town center, supermarket, or other retail area, buyers often pay attention to where it will be. Being close to shops is convenient, but the town center is not just cafes and restaurants. It's a working environment with deliveries, rubbish collection, customer traffic, and activities throughout the day. A block within 100 meters may look attractive on master plan, but you are also choosing to live closer to the daily operations that keep the center running. Around 300 to 600 meters away can often give you a better balance, still close enough to walk to the shops, but with a bit more separation from the busiest areas. But distance is only part of the picture. The layout of the center matters too. Check where the loading areas, car park entrances, service roads, and main access routes are located. You could be just a few streets from the supermarket and still have your home facing a busy access road or loading area. And not every buyer needs to be within walking distance of the shop. Many owner-occupiers are willing to drive a little further if it means living in a quieter part of the estate. When you buy land in a new estate, you're often buying into the future. Many of the choices you make are based on a master plan and what the community is expected to become. Those choices matter because they can shape your lifestyle for many years. I hope this video has helped you think through some of the trade-offs you may face, or at least look at your next purchase from a different perspective. What would you like me to cover next? Buying land in growth corridors, property market trends, zoning and overlays, or real-life home buying mistakes? Let me know in the comments or vote in the poll. If you found this helpful, subscribe to stay updated with practical insights in buying property in Australia.